sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day. They're the eyes of a man whose lust knows no bounds.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Horny Creek. My name is Mark. With me, as always, is my wife, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It's May 11th, 2000.
It is.
I don't know how long this intro is. It's been going on. So I turned the volume down. It's been going on since we've been talking.
Oh my God.
Would have regarded as a peer.
It's a long, long intro, everybody. Just so you know. Anyway, I don't think we could play it in its entirety at all any day.
No.
One, because we'd get sued. Two, because it's like 3.5 minutes long. It's a good song, though. Check it out. Anyway, this Horny Creek is more angsty creek, I think.
Yeah.
Like, not so much horniness going on, but more angstiness.
There's a little horniness.
There's a little bit, yes.
A little bit.
A little bit. Not with our main cast members, but... Well, one of our main cast members, but not our main storyline. There's a little bit of horniness, too, on the periphery. I forgot. I mean, more romanticness than horniness.
Yeah. See, you're talking in, like,
Code.
obscure circles. And you've lost me, my love.
Now I'm going to do smoke signals. That's how we'll do our show next. Smoke signals. Just look out your windows, everyone. Oh, man, they really hated that episode. Anyway, so dealer's choice. Where you want to start?
At the beginning, I guess.
All right.
Or do you mean which storyline?
In the beginning, there was formless void.
Let's.
Then God said, "Hey, how about a little light in here?"
I want to talk about the boat race thing. So,
this is the richest thing they've ever done. You know, this really gave me a picture of Kevin Williamson. Kevin Williamson is very much like John Hughes, where Kevin Williamson definitely grew up like well off, and I don't think he knew he grew up well off. Because this is a regatta. They have a fucking regatta. This is like I said, the richest thing they do. Oh, let's boat race, Muffy. So he clearly grew up in this like seaside town or whatever. I don't know anything about Kevin Williamson. This could be totally wrong.
He might have grown up dirt poor.
But based on what it seems like, he grew up in this like resort, like whatever seaside town in New England, and that's just how he grew up. Because you look at this. And then you look at I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I know that's based on like a book or something, I think.
Oh, is it?
But I don't know how much he changed, because that's like a main seaside town, and that's boats and shit like that, same kind of stuff, hook hands, and then he wrote Scream, and they're in California, but it's also like a seaside community kind of, just a different sea. Okay. So
I get that.
So it seems like there's a pattern here. And I mean, all those people in Scream like that, are in nice houses and shit. So.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of poverty. Only Joey's family is like the token poor people, I guess.
Yeah. And maybe he knew someone from the wrong side of the tracks. Maybe he was like, ragdoll. Such a pretty. You know what I didn't understand when I was a kid? Is there's a line in that song that says something like, I'd turn your sad rags into glad rags if I could,
If I could.
Right.
Yeah, I know the song.
My folks won't let me because they say that you're no good. You're a... Yeah, finish it, everyone. But I always thought, well, that's like sort of fucking dumb. Like, I'd change your set. Like, so you're wearing rags. They're sad rags. I'd still dress you in rags. They'd just be happier rags. Glad rags. But then my mom explained to me that it was a British expression. And sad rags. Like, rags is just like a slang for clothes. Mm-hmm. So sad rags are just like bad clothes. And glad rags are good clothes. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I always kind of assumed that that's what it meant, but
Well, you're
I
smarter than
didn't
me,
really
so
get
whatever.
any confirmation.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for that.
Oh,
I
you're
guess.
welcome. Brilliant. You understand every song.
I do.
You understand Hotel California, that it's a metaphor for heroin addiction, which they liken to a hotel, which you can check in but never leave. Anyway, go ahead. Start at the beginning. Start at the regatta race is not the beginning, but start there.
Okay, well, I don't remember what the fucking beginning was, but
The beginning was, I don't want to wait
well, of course,
for our lives to be over.
there's a regatta or whatever, and Joey is being forced to serve pancakes
Yes.
because they have a bed and breakfast,
Right.
and this is how they're going to promote it. Taste our pancakes that you can have for breakfast if you stay.
Taste our pancakes.
That's the
That
marketing.
sounds dirty. Taste our pancakes.
Does it? What are pancakes a euphemism for?
Just the way you said it, it sounds dirty.
I think everything I say sounds dirty.
Probably.
Anyway. So Joey is pissed and doesn't want to spend her Saturday morning or whatever doing this, but she agrees.
And all the local businesses, because this is what happens, all the local businesses are sponsoring the regatta because it costs money to enter this contest. And I guess they win money or whatever, too. And
I don't know.
I don't know. But
I mean, because before this, I never heard the word regatta in my life.
Oh,
so
really?
I don't know shit about it.
you've never seen Summer Rental
No.
as a regatta as the climax of that movie. It's a great movie with John Candy.
Yeah. We don't live in a seaside rich town, by the way, just so y'all understand.
We're landlocked, sort
We have
of.
a different perspective.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of lakes around.
There are.
Because we're in Michigan, but
That's true.
we don't live near the lake.
Well, and we don't own a boat. I
No.
did. I did at one point. My family did own a boat, though, so I guess But it was a little boat.
My brother owned a boat, a dinghy.
Yeah.
My brother owned a boat at one point, too. A motor boat.
Yeah, that's what I believe you would have called our boat.
Really, did it have a motor?
Yes.
All right. Well, then-
And it was. I don't know what all the. I know there's sailboats and there's motorboats and there's yachts and that's all I know.
you know all about motorboats. Anyway, they're sponsoring all the different boats, and the Leary Fish Market is sponsoring Pacey's boat
True love.
because Pacey True Love boat is in the regatta. He's doing it with Jack. No, he's not.
No,
He's
it's
doing
not
it-
Jack.
He's doing it with
Will.
Will. He's doing it with Will, character that has just been thrust upon us.
Yeah, I don't understand why Will exists.
Weird childhood friend.
Maybe the actor is friends with somebody on the show, and they were just like, we wanted to have him here for a while.
He was just hanging around the
I
set
don't
or
know.
whatever, and he was like, I'm in between projects. Why don't you be on this? It's Kevin Williamson's childhood friend.
And then when Dawson finds out that his parents are sponsoring Pacey, he is livid.
Yeah, but he also like the parents explain like, hey, we agreed to do the sponsor his boat like a month ago when you guys were still friends, and I think they say something like, hey, we can pull out of it if you want or whatever, and he's like, no, don't. You should support your business or whatever.
Okay.
You look confused, but they did have that
I
conversation.
believe you.
We're gonna have to rent this on DVD after it comes out, so I can show you.
I guess. So,
We'll go up to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video
yes, Blockbuster.
or Mammoth Video.
Oh, no. I lost my train of thought. Thank you so much for that.
Regatta, race. I'm sorry. Brain, flow with the conversation, please.
Dawson asks if he can borrow Jack's boat.
Yes.
I'm assuming Jack's dad's boat.
Jack, he says Jack's dead boat.
Yeah. And Jack's like, no, the last boat that you borrowed or whatever ended up crashed.
And he's like,
and
but I'm
wrecked.
not going to get a blowjob on this boat and have a storyline that we completely drop.
But he does almost wreck this boat, too.
He does.
He's such an asshole.
And he's not even getting a blowjob.
He's not, no.
And they're not even dropping a storyline. Doesn't that piss you off that they had this girl, probably Jen's sister, like in the mix of this whole thing, and then she leaves town looking for a mom apparently she'll never find, and like they never came back to this story.
Yeah, that's weird.
It pisses me off. It pisses the cat off too.
Maybe they will still. You never know.
We'll see.
So Dawson Pacey and Joey have a conversation when they run into each other.
Yeah.
Apparently they hadn't spoken in, it's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is really shitty. And she is, I'm trying to remember exactly. Okay, like he's upset because she tells him that Dawson is entering the race with the boat that he's borrowed from Jack somehow still. Or no, it's his dad's boat, isn't it? Or no, it's Jack's boat.
It's Jack's dad's boat.
Okay, so
stop backtracking. If you'd gotten that wrong, I would have said something.
And he's offered free sponsorship for her bed and breakfast.
Yeah, and Betsy or whatever. Bessie has
Moo cow Bessie.
Bessie has generously accepted.
Right. So Pacey's like, yeah, so Dawson's fucking brilliant. So no matter what happens, I lose. Because if I beat him, I beat you.
Right.
Or I lose to him. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's already pretty pissed.
I would be too.
And then.
Focus your mind.
I'm trying. It's bouncing all over like a little
Yeah,
ping pong
I
ball.
can see that. Relax. Channel yourself. Connect your eyes with my eyes. We're just having a conversation. Focus.
So during the race, this is insanity. Mm-hmm. They're neck and neck, and Pacey is taking the lead, and he's about to, like, I don't know, dock or whatever, like pull into the winning spot. I don't really get all this shit.
Yeah. He's about to cross the finish line. He's about to cross the finish kelp.
And Dawson won't move out of the way for him to do that.
Yeah, they're screaming. He's like, "So yield! We have the right of way, sir!
Yeah,
Are
it's
you
funny.
a privateer?"
And Dawson's like, I won't. And they're going to crash. It's like a whole thing. Like, they are going to fucking crash because they're both just going to try to occupy the same space at the same time, which is, by the way, what a car accident is, too.
Yeah. It's an impossibility in physics.
Yes. So Pacey loses the game of chicken.
Well, because Pacey, he peels off.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to wreck his boat. He's smart.
And Dawson finishes first, but is disqualified because you can't do that. Like Joey says to him, maybe if you knew more about sailing, you fucking weirdo, you'd know you can't do that. You lost. Like, he could have finished second. Pacey could have finished first. He would have finished second, which is ridiculous, by the way. Because Pacey maybe has been training himself to sail and everything.
Right.
But Dawson doesn't know shit about sailing.
Well, his dad offered to help him. I forgot about that part, but his dad is on the boat with him, like,
TV's
talking
The Flash.
him through it.
John Wesley Shipp is there.
But he's not doing it. Dawson's doing it. So I agree, it's kind of dumb.
It seems improbable that these two kids
Yeah.
would beat all these experienced sailors.
Right. All these men folk.
But anyway, so Dawson's like, "We won, yay!" And she's like, "You're a fucking moron." It really makes him look like a childish idiot.
Yeah. He is a childish idiot. And then Pacey comes in last.
No, it comes in fifth, they said.
Oh, whatever,
I don't know
but
if that's last or not. But
he does not win.
no.
And I think that's bullshit. I think they should have given him first place because of what Dawson did. Because if Dawson hadn't done that, he would have gotten first place. So if Dawson got disqualified,
Yeah.
Pacey should have gotten it.
I agree. Because basically he sabotaged him then.
Right. He was like cheating or whatever.
You know where that word comes from? Sabotage?
No. Okay.
I'll tell
I have
you.
to let the cat out of the room.
Yeah, and I'll tell you about sabotage. So back in Japan, feudal Japan or whatever, they made these I don't know, they were making something, some kind of factory or whatever, right? And they were worked like to the bone. And the Japanese people, when they wanted to like stop the production of the machine so they didn't have to work anymore, they would throw their shoes into the gears of the machines, and their shoes were called sabots. Like sabo is the name of the shoe.
Interesting.
So that's where we get the term sabotage.
So, I don't know. I mean, like, if I were Joey, I would be completely turned off by what Dawson did.
100%.
She seems like she is still charmed by him.
Kind of. I mean, the precursor to all this is they have a conversation, and he's like, he's talking to her and he's like, I want to fucking talk about us or whatever. And she's like, what about you and Pacey's relationship? And he's like, no, fuck, that ship has sailed. I mean, pun intended. He's like, that ship has sailed. He betrayed me. He knew I still cared about you or whatever. Fuck that asshole. But I can't give up our friendship or whatever. Like, you and I need to be friends. And she's like, I'm very conflicted about all of this stuff because I don't want to be the reason that you and your best friend from childhood are no longer friends.
I don't understand this, okay? We heard that all three of them ran around together as kiddos.
Yeah.
So why is her friendship more important to Dawson than Pacey's friendship?
Because he wants to fuck her.
That's bullshit.
I assume that's why.
Bullshit.
The whole thing is maddening.
Yes.
Because they were dating. Then they weren't dating. Then they were dating again. And then she broke up with him. And then she
for stupid reasons, too.
For stupid reasons. And then she immediately regretted it after our summer break, our summer hiatus from season 2 to season 3 or whatever, and wanted to get back with him. And he said no. And his stance has been no the whole time. Mm-hmm. And he even had like a flirtation or whatever with Mr. Green's daughter.
Yeah.
And all this shit. And to all of a sudden just be like, no, I want her, though. You can't have her. I want her.
It's stupid.
He experienced so much character growth from season 1 till right before this storyline. And it's like it all came crashing down.
I feel like that's a little bit realistic, honestly, though. Because he's a teenager.
Yes.
And, he has no emotional control yet. So.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, but it's maddening from a story perspective.
Yes. So.
And then, as you said, Pacey and her have a conversation, too, about it.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't know, they don't end even anywhere near as good as her and Dawson do, really.
No, because after the race, she's like, he's whatever, a baby or whatever. And Pacey rightly says, he's like, look, I'm sick of every fucking conversation that we have, starting with you talking about Dawson. He's like, we haven't talked in 2 weeks. We had something, I thought, and every fucking thing we talk about is about Dawson. Like, I mean, she really is a single-minded person when it comes to that stuff.
I certainly wouldn't want to date her if I were Pacey, the way she's acting.
No, not at all. So, they end somewhat contentiously, basically him saying like, he doesn't want to do it, and he doesn't want to even try basically anymore. And I understand, like, she's totally rejected him. Like, she could have easily said to Dawson, you're being a baby and giving me ultimatums. Like, fuck you.
Right. And she should have.
And she says to Dawson at one point, she's like, it was unfair of you, like, not to let me explore, what could have been with this relationship or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, I don't care. Basically.
And then he
acts
invites,
like a big spoiled baby. That's what it is.
Then he invites her for a movie night as though nothing happened, right? Like, I'm not, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
she goes.
Right. I was sure she wouldn't, but she does.
She climbs into the window with a movie, E.T.
And that's how our episode ends. With her and Dawson in his room watching fucking E.T.
Like little kids. Like, feet up. Like laying on their stomachs, hands on their chin, feet up, kind of watching E.T. She was like, I thought, I should like bring the stuff we used to watch or whatever. Like, the whole theme is like going back to the beginning, going back to like rebuilding their relationship from the bottom up. Let's be friends again, kind of thing. And I think that's what they're going for, is a complete reset of like, this is the central relationship of the show, and let's rebuild them back as friends, kind of. And I think that's what they're going for.
But nobody gives a shit about Pacey or his broken heart or the fact that they screwed him out of winning the race money or anything.
Yeah. And he's like, he wants to destroy his boat and shit like that. He rips True Love off the back of his boat.
Yeah, but then Andy comes up.
Andy comes up and talks to him, and she's like, Will just, tongued me, so, like, I believe in true love. No, she doesn't.
But it's probably true.
She's like, she talks to him about how, like, he shouldn't give up on this stuff and everything. And
yeah, now they're all friends again. He's like, oh, you're going to come yell at me? Because, like, he thought she was still mad at him, but she's over it.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, she probably got a good tonguing. And this Will character is leaving.
Yeah, he's gone now.
And, like, we're supposed to care.
His 3-episode arc is, who gives a fuck about this guy?
No one.
He got accepted to some school in somewhere, and he's leaving, and he's going on a train station or whatever, and th're like, oh, you won't have to deal with your dad anymore. And it's like, I guess his dad was abusive. Like,
yeah, I mean, he mentioned it once.
They talk around that, and it's like, but they never really get into it. It's like, I don't fucking care about this character. You didn't do anything to make me care about this guy.
Yeah. Well, and, like, I mean, I guess he made Andy happy, and now he's out of the way, so, like, something can maybe happen with her and Pacey now again. I don't know.
Who knows?
I liked her and Pacey together.
I did, too.
I don't know if I want them back together, but I guess if him and Joey aren't going to be together, Andy's all right.
I don't want Dawson and Joey back together.
Fuck no. Fuck no. I don't even like them being friends.
I don't either. It's like they're bad for each other.
Yeah.
They make each other worse people.
They do. It's like they lean on each other so hard they become weak.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't like it.
And then we've got 2 other storylines. I guess we can. The one that I liked the most, we can talk about real quick because there's not much. So Dawson's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Leary, they have like 2 scenes in the entire episode,
Mm-hmm.
but one of their scenes they're talking about like, they're talking about the kids' relationships,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, yeah, what's left unsaid. Like maybe Dawson's he's doing this raise and everything. She's like, that's dumb, and he's like, maybe he thought that like action is better than just talking and stuff like that. They do a lot of talking, these kids, all the time. Maybe have you seen their dialogue scenes? Their page is long. He's like, maybe he thought that action would be better because sometimes. Like he's like, there's stuff unsaid here, or whatever and stuff like that. And then she makes him a dinner.
Yeah, she closes down the restaurant. This is kind of dumb though. Like
during the height of the regatta.
I get the sweetness and everything, and she's like, "Oh, you're the most important thing." But it's dumb.
Yeah.
Because this is a new restaurant. They need money.
Yeah. She's like, but I wanted to take action and show you that you're more important or whatever.
Yeah, so she closes down the restaurant for a fucking private party so they can fuck on a table or something. Like, just do it when the restaurant's closed, guys. Like, you don't need to close it special.
And then they kiss. Mm-hmm. So maybe they're back together.
Maybe. That's kind of cool.
I want them back together.
Yeah, me too. I loved their relationship, and I hate what she did.
Well, I really like I hate infidelity. Like, I'm just so against it, and seeing it on like when there's storylines about infidelity and stuff like that, I'm usually like fucking burn bridges kind of person. I think it's a master class of storytelling that they took us through this entire. It's such a minor part of each of the episodes, but they did such a good job of establishing this relationship, breaking this relationship, rebuilding this relationship to where, like, I've forgiven her. Yeah. And I want them back together. Like, it's a really great job in writing. Yeah. And the 2 actors have really good chemistry together on screen,
They do. And then the other storyline.
The last storyline.
Jen and Henry.
Yeah, which was dumb. The whole thing that they did is dumb with this.
Yes.
So apparently they haven't had sex.
Yeah, we got a big bulletin on that in this episode.
He saw her in lingerie, or made reference that he saw her in lingerie or something like that at one point. So she just
teased the fuck out of him.
Yeah, apparently.
Out of him.
Apparently.
Yeah, no good. And Grams.
Mm-hmm. She's like, so yeah, go ahead. Grams what?
Grams is laying it on like thick about like forgive him and
Yeah, because I don't even know why they fucking did this storyline. But she's all like, oh, I thought he wasn't like typical teenage boys, but he's like typical teenage boys. And she's like, oh, Jen, you have to understand that boys are going to be boys. Like, she really wants him to forgive him because she likes him or whatever, even though apparently he tried to fuck Jen, and she knows that, I guess.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like Jen told her what was up.
So, but she still wants him to, like, oh, it's going to be okay. She's the only one that does a Maine accent in this entire show. And so he's say anything style.
This is so stupid. He's holding up a fucking sign that says, Jen, forgive me.
Just outside the house.
Yeah, it starts outside the house. Now, say anything.
And then he shows up inside the house. At one point, she's sleeping, and she wakes up, and he's just standing there silently with the sign, menacingly staring at her.
Totally could see this. No, but I mean, say anything. First of all, you got John Cusack, so Henry cannot compete. Second,
really?
Yeah,
I think John Cusack's better looking. This kid looks a lot like Leonardo DiCaprio.
He does. I think John Cusack is better looking than Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow. The gauntlet's been thrown, young women around America that listen to our show.
And he's got the boombox, and he's playing their song. Like, it's way more romantic. And he's got, like,
the heat.
The trench coat thing going on, just like they mentioned in the Buffy episode.
Yes.
It's a thing.
Trench coats are a thing.
This is a freshman teenage boy who is, slightly above average looking, holding a sign.
Can't afford a boombox. Or couldn't afford the D batteries.
And she just ignores him and lets him stand out there.
Mm-hmm. And he's at the restaurant.
Yeah,
shit.
This is the worst. He goes to the restaurant. He's standing outside, but in the middle of the tables of patrons eating. What the fuck is wrong with him? How does he think this is okay? I would be so mad.
Like some kind of weird performance art.
Right. So Dawson's mom is like, you have to deal with this. Right. You have to get rid of him.
I'm calling the police.
So then she decides, okay, I'll just forgive him then.
Well, she's like, basically she does. And she forgives him off screen, which is so dumb. Because the next thing that happens is he leads her up to the roof of the restaurant. And she's like, as she's coming up to the roof of the restaurant, she's like, I already said I forgive you or whatever. Like, which happens off screen, which is dumb. We should have seen the whole apology and forgiveness.
It's probably on the cutting room floor.
But she's like, I already said I forgive you, or whatever. And he's like, but I wanted to show you. There's a lot about showing instead of telling in this episode.
That's true. That was the theme.
So he's got this whole picnic planned on the roof of the restaurant. There's candles and like a couch and everything.
It's romantic.
And he's like, they're doing the fireworks for the regatta and everything. And that's another thing, fireworks for the fucking whatever like in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Okay, yeah.
Buffy wins the fashion show or whatever.
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze comments on he didn't think her breasts were that big.
Wow. Okay.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
And now they're dating or whatever.
Yeah.
So apparently that worked. But anyway, so he's like, we can watch the fireworks or whatever. And he's like, I'm sorry, I like, sorry that I made it all about sex or whatever. I do want to have sex with you. And I think about it and stuff like that, but I don't want to be like every guy you've ever known, or whatever. Like, we'll take it slow and, just hand jobs or whatever. And, he's trying to be all nice and sweet and everything.
So then in the morning, she goes home. She's been out all night.
Yeah, it's bright and early in the morning.
And Grams is sitting up, pissed off, and basically calls her a whore.
I can't believe that you went back to your old lifestyle of fucking people two at a time.
Like, what the fuck? She stayed out all night. Now, she shouldn't do that. She's a teenager. Sure. Like, sure, she should get grounded or whatever.
Yeah.
But don't question her morals and just jump to all kinds of conclusions. She really hurt her.
Oh yeah, and she's like, I can't believe you don't know me or whatever. And it's like, apparently Grams didn't understand this conversation either, which I don't know how. Mm-hmm. But I guess she didn't.
Yeah. So Jen's basically telling her like, hey, we haven't had sex, and yeah, she doesn't get it.
Well, but, yeah, that's basically what she's saying, but she doesn't say it that verbatim.
No. But in the end, she finally, like, her and Grams...
So they have, there's two scenes with this. They have another conversation later in the day, and Grams comes, and she's like, I'm so sorry, and I needed to be reminded how much you've grown, and you're not a slut like I said you were, and all this stuff and everything. And she's like, Grams, we didn't fuck.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? I'm so happy. I'm glad that you didn't do that. And she's like, yeah, we just talked all night or whatever, and then fell asleep with each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, and apparently, by the way, just the picnic was Lunchables. She mentions this.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Henry gets a lot of sweetness points, but don't do Lunchables for your rooftop romantic picnic. Come on. It's a restaurant.
I know you can't. Yeah, exactly. I know you can't cook or whatever, I guess, but you could find other things.
Yeah. There's a restaurant underneath your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
But yeah, so that's all. That gets all resolved. And that's
Henry's still a virgin.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the episode, though, for the week. Carol, tell people where they can find their own creepy stalker with a sign.
So you can write us at latefee1994 at AOL.com.
Yep.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com and share the tapes with your friends.
Oh, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.